So perhaps you've narrowed down your list and you're thinking that Naples, Florida is the place that you want to move to. But you still have so many questions. Is this the right place for you? Is this the right move? Can you afford to be here? Will you enjoy the weather? Will you miss the seasons? Are you prepared to move away from friends and family? You're likely excited, but also a little nervous. Maybe some of these questions are keeping you up at night. When my husband and I made the move here, we just jumped in with both feet. It was a new adventure, but we were at a different point in our lives. We left all of our friends and family behind for this new adventure, and we never looked back. And I want the same for you. This may be a time in your life when you're nearing retirement or you've just started retirement and you're trying to determine what the next step is. And maybe Naples, Florida is the next step for you. The first question to ask yourself is, where do you want to live in this slice of paradise? There are so many areas of Naples to choose from, and each area offers its own distinct flavor and character. Naples really does have a little bit of everything to cater to just about everyone. Perhaps you're thinking that you want to live downtown, where you can bicycle to the beach, stroll the boulevards where there's restaurants and shops and boutiques. Or perhaps you prefer more of a master plan community because you enjoy your privacy, but yet you enjoy still having access to amenities and still being close to arts and entertainment and restaurants. Maybe you just want to be somewhere where you're close to well-known shops and stores that you're familiar with. Things like Trader Joe's, Whole Foods, Walmart, Super Target, Costco, Sam's Club. Or maybe you crave more of a country lifestyle. You like the idea of owning acreage and having horses and chickens and goats. Maybe you don't want to deal with the idea of dealing with a homeowners association. You don't like the idea of rules and restrictions where you're going to live. Or maybe you just want to be in an area of town that's still expanding and still growing and still trying to identify its own character and flavor. Believe it or not, all of these areas that I've just described are within Naples. You can find all of those different areas within Naples, whether it's north, east, west, or south. The next most obvious question that may be plaguing you is, how much will it cost you to get the home that you desire and that you need here in Naples, Florida? Prices vary significantly around Naples, depending on the type of community and the type of home that you need. Right along our beaches, you're going to find a lot of mid-rise and high-rise condos that vary in age and style, and yet they put you right on the sand. And along our bays and inland waterways, you're going to find single-family homes where you'll have a dock out in your backyard, perfect for boating whenever you want. But it's good to know that if you're thinking of that kind of lifestyle here in Naples, Florida, it comes at a cost. These areas usually at minimum have $1,000,000 price tags. But just a little further inland, and I don't even mean all that far, like maybe 3 to 5 to 7 miles inland, you're going to find many communities with various living styles, various amenities, some gated, some not, some with HOAs, some with not HOAs. Some of these communities can easily run into the millions, similar to what you'll find along the coast. But depending on the level of amenities that are available and the home style, you can still find communities that are considered affordable here in Naples, Florida. For instance, you can still find condos that are priced around $400,000 to $500,000, and you can still find single-family homes that are priced $600,000 to $800,000. If you're okay being a little bit further east of the coast, meaning even east of Interstate 75, you're going to find more affordable options out in that direction. And trust me, there's still beautiful communities out that way, and these communities do come with a lot of amenities as well. And the nice thing is that the commercial is following the population out in that direction. So you're also going to find shopping and dining options that are coming out that way. Another question to ask yourself is, what are the grocery options here in Naples, Florida? Grocery shopping is part of our daily lives, so it's important to know what's here in Naples. Publix is definitely the most popular grocery shopping option here in Naples. Pretty much no matter where you decide to live in Naples, you're going to be close to a Publix. But if you're a dedicated Trader Joe's or Whole Foods fan, we do offer that here in Naples too. But there's only one of each in Naples, and they're both located in North Naples. So just keep in mind that they may not be convenient to where you end up living. Same thing with Costco and Sam's Club. There's only one of each in Naples, Sam's Club is located in North Naples. Costco is more centrally located in Naples, but it may be a bit of a drive for you to get to either one depending on where you decide to live. We do have several super Walmarts around town, and we do have a couple of super Targets. Aldi's has also come to town in recent years, so we have a few locations around town for Aldi's. And Sprouts, too, has a couple of locations in Naples. If you really like your fresh fruits and vegetables, don't worry. We have a ton of farmers markets around town, specifically during our high season, which is November through April or May. And we do have several specialty shops around town, such as Jimmy P's, Oaks, DeRomo's, and our most well-known and popular is Seed to Table. Another question you might be asking yourself is, how do I stay healthy living in Naples, Florida? Good thing is that you'll likely find yourself outdoors more often than not here, and you have the opportunity to enjoy outdoor activities pretty much year-round. Even though it's really hot and sticky during the summer months, if you get out first thing in the morning, you can enjoy it before the weather becomes unbearable. No matter where you end up living, you're likely going to have sidewalks in your neighborhood, maybe bicycling paths within your community or even just outside, so you can bicycle, run, jog at your leisure. If you want to explore something new, we have a lot of county parks around town, a lot of greenways where you can get out and explore. And if you really like being on the water, there's plenty of places where you can bring your personal watercraft, such as paddle boards, kayaks, canoes, and enjoy the back waterways. There's also basketball courts, soccer fields, baseball fields all around town where you can join a league, whether you're a beginner or a pro. You may also be wondering, what are the job opportunities here in Naples, Florida? Whether you're retired or semi-retired, you may be looking for something to do to keep you engaged. We have a ton of boutiques around town, so if you're into retail, you may want to explore that as an option. If you like to drive and just drive around to get familiar with Naples and the areas around Naples, then being an Uber or a Lyft driver might be an option, or offering private services driving people to and from the airport might be something to look into. If you like being around kids, you might want to explore the opportunities at our Collier County school systems, either being a substitute teacher or some sort of volunteer. And with so many of our residents splitting their time between here and a northern location, you may have the opportunity to offer your services as a home watch, watching that home while those people are not in residence. Or you may simply just want to volunteer and give back to the community that you now call home. There's of course the Humane Society, the Botanical Garden, our area hospitals, and more that could all use volunteers. Maybe you're wondering, what are the taxes like? Probably hear a lot about how Florida has no state income tax, which you're excited about. Plus you can homestead your property here, which would be a tax savings. But what really can you expect when it comes to taxes? Our property taxes do get mixed reviews, and it really just depends on where you're coming from and what you're familiar with. Those coming from the Northeast and even California, they feel like our property taxes are quite low. Where others coming from some areas of the Midwest feel like we're a little bit on the high side. On average though, our property taxes are roughly about 1.2% of your assessed property value. And our sales tax here in Collier County is currently 6%. You may be wondering, what's the best way to meet people? Many of us Floridians, including maybe yourself, move here without knowing anyone. You may find comfort knowing that most of us are coming here from someplace else. We are all on the lookout for extended friends and family down here. It's easy to meet like-minded people here, whether you're at the clubhouse at your community or walking the dog around the neighborhood. If you follow a particular sports team, you may find yourself at a bar or restaurant that follows that team, and you'll meet your people there. If you join a gym or a club or participate in a class, you'll meet people with the same interests there. Maybe the idea of our weather patterns has you a little concerned or apprehensive. Truly, hands down, the best time here in Naples, Florida is the fall and the winter. The weather is typically in the 70s, maybe into the low 80s, and at night we're running around the 50s and the 60s. It's gorgeous, it's comfortable, the humidity is low, everyone is out and about. But with the good comes the not so good, and our summers have a lot of heat and a lot of humidity. Our temperatures usually run well into the 90s during the summer, and with the heat index factored in, it feels like it's well into the hundreds. We do spend a lot of our summer times inside in the air conditioning, but those months really make us appreciate the fall and winters we have here. Just keep in mind that that's also the time of the year when everybody else wants to be here too. So getting out and doing things, even normal everyday things like grocery shopping, can be a little bit more challenging. You may be wondering, where do you fly in and out of to get to Naples, Florida? Our major airport is RSW, also known as Southwest Florida International Airport. It's located in Fort Myers. It's about a 20 to 30 minute drive from wherever you live in Naples. Now, I will say that for whatever reason, RSW does tend to run a little bit on the higher side when it comes to prices. I don't really know why, but I do sometimes find ourselves running up to Punta Gorda, which is about a 45-minute drive north. It's a much smaller airport, but the prices can be a little bit more favorable. And then on other occasions, we do find ourselves flying in and out of Fort Lauderdale, which is just about an hour drive away across the state. Again, because prices can be a little more affordable. I guess the good news is that we do have options. And Naples does have its own airport, but it's mostly for corporate and private jets. And finally, you may be wondering, what can you do in Naples? I mean, really, how often can you go to the beach? And the beach is great, don't get me wrong, but after a while you may be looking for something else to keep you occupied. As I mentioned previously, there's outdoor activities such as tennis, bocce, pickleball, basketball, baseball, soccer. There's water activities, paddleboarding, jet skiing, canoeing, kayaking, and of course boating. Of course, though, in my opinion, I think the best boat is a friend's boat. But some things you may not have considered that we do have here. If you like ice skating, we do have Hertz Arena. If you're a poker player, the casino is not too far away. We also have water parks, a zoo, and a botanical garden. For history buffs, we have the Holocaust Museum and the Collier County Museum. And we have Artist Naples, which brings in world-class orchestras, entertainment, and speakers. We have a comedy club, which brings in some pretty big names. And there's plenty of places for karaoke and live music at many of our bars and restaurants. If you like to get out and explore nature, we have plenty of nature centers around town. If you want to take a class to learn about painting or pottery or speak another language or dancing, we have all of that too. But really, Naples is a big food town, so you'll find lots of places to eat and drink with friends. Eating for happy hour or brunch is always a fun thing to do. These are just some of the questions that I came up with. You may have other questions. If so, let me know. I'd be happy to answer your questions, see how I can help you in your search. If this is your first time to my channel, I'm Alysia Shivers. I'm your go-to Naples, Florida real estate agent. I've lived here for 24 years full-time, and I've helped people buy and sell real estate here in Naples for the last 13 years. I love to help you secure your place here in Southwest Florida.